takes deals. Anyways, he was able to find a nice loophole with an airline deal through Hertz Car Rental. The deal basically gave you 10k frequent flyer points for X airline every time you rented a car from Hertz. So this guy, using a Hertz Gold card that allowed him to skip the line, check out a car, and drop it off without interacting with anyone. For example, like scanning into a building or kiosk instead of speaking with a doorman. Took a week or two off work to run this quick play. He took a sedan from Hertz A, drove 5 miles to Hertz B, dropped it off, picked up another car from Hertz B, drove back to Hertz A, dropped it off, picked up another car, rinse and repeat. He earned a few million miles with the airline and hasn't paid for a ticket since. He'll be flying first class for the rest of his life. I believe he only paid $5 per Hertz trip. Genius. During senior year at my high school, we had a baby photo contest. The contest had a bunch of rules about the photo you could submit, but none of them said that the baby had to be you. I submitted a baby picture I found on Google and won best dressed baby. Back in the 90s, Dr. Pepper ran a promotion where you could win stuff from the bottle caps, including a free Dr. Pepper. You just paid for the new soda with the winning bottle cap. I learned that you could look up the bottle and barely read what was written on the inside of the cap. I bought one Dr. Pepper and continued to win maybe 30 or so more Dr. Peppers. As a teen, an unlimited supply of soda was amazing. Little community center / arcade where I used to live as a kid had an air hockey table in the back room. Somebody figured out that if you jimmy the coin slot in just the right way, you could get an extra 3 full games out of 1 quarter until the thing was fully pressed in and you'd have to put in a new one. None of us had much money, so this was a lifesaver. The employees didn't really care because what money we did have was totally spent at the snack bar, so they made money off us anyway. I kind of miss that place. They always had fresh watermelon for free for kids who had absolutely no money so nobody would feel left out. Not so much a loophole, but a broken system. The iPads at LaGuardia Airport. You log in, buy a coffee or beer, instantly you get green currency, buys you actual stuff, and gold coins, allows you to play their games. You play video poker or blackjack. I play blackjack and play 2 hands simultaneously. You make it max bets every time. I fly a fair amount. Every time I sit down for about an hour and win about 10-30k in this fake currency. You use it to buy snacks for your flight like 20 ounces sodas, bags of chips, etc. I've often left with a few sodas and bags of chips after like an hour. I'm going to sit there anyways waiting for my flight. Might as well make it worth it. The moment you run out of gold coins, you just have to watch a short ad and it replenishes. By playing max bet every time, you shorten the time it takes to accumulate worthwhile sums. When I was a freshman in high school, my geology teacher told us we had to make a presentation about igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic types of rock. He explicitly said he didn't care how we did our presentation, but it needed a visual. I asked him to specify how much he doesn't care about the content of the presentation and what is allowed to be up for interpretation. He clarified that you could do a song and dance for your presentation if it was relevant to igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. I did an interpretive dance, relatively no effort, a sprinkle of shame, and a reluctant A. Whoa, you made it to the end. You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content. It's free and that's a great price. R/ask Reddit. What is the best you fed with the wrong person moment you've seen? Was riding the bus home from school one day. Bunch of assholes messing around in the back throwing food and other junk. A quiet, overweight kid sat in front of them, minding his own business when one of the assholes thought it would be funny to shove an old sandwich in his face and call him fat boy. Quiet kid stood up and knocked him out in a single hit. Then grabbed his bag and walked up to the front of the bus and got off at his stop as if nothing happened. There was a bully in my high school class who liked to pants other guys. His goal was usually to get both the pants and the boxers, leaving the victim's dick blowing in the breeze. After gym, the bully decided his target was a guy named Dan. Dan was a brilliant yet awkward guy. Definitely on the spectrum. Dan was a tall gangly guy and an easy target. However, Dan had a secret. He had just received his black belt in jiu-jitsu and was fully capable of absolutely fucking shit up. I think you see where this is going. Anyway, the bully struts up to Dan and yoinks his shorts down. Shorts, boxers, everything. Dan is left standing there fully on display with the whole class laughing at him. Dan calmly stepped out of his down shorts and put the bully into some crazy hold. Once he got the bully to squeal, he flipped him over his back onto the bleachers. The gym teacher saw the whole thing. The bully suffered a broken leg, missed out on his entire senior year of athletics, and was suspended. Dan received a warning not to break the legs of any more classmates. Me drunk AF on a party bus for my cousin's 21st. Being a complete ass because I was letting my brother who had issues with someone get me worked up on his drama. Got in a huge brawl outside of one of the stops and decided to take a shot at one of the guys I didn't like. Hit him with everything I had. I mean everything. I literally broke my fucking hand on his face. He got up, looked at me, and calmly said, "You just fucked up." He was right. Scrappy Chihuahua man road rages at me. I flip him off and pull into the grocery store parking lot. I needed to get formula for my daughter. He followed me. Oh dear. Get out of the car, effort. I'm gonna kick your ass. Okay. I'm 6'5 inches. Bald. Bearded. And since I lost weight and started lifting, I've been mistaken for similar looking NFL defensive lineman. I got out of my bright green Volkswagen Beetle, crossed my arms, and looked straight at him for about 10 seconds before he got back in his shitty little Honda and peeled out of the parking lot. Good thing too. I don't know how to fight, lol. Yuppie frat boy in an econ course I was taking my freshman year got caught cheating. At my university, we all sign a contract agreeing to their honor code policies, and cheating is an automatic expulsion. But the professor decided to be nice and was just going to give the kid a 0 on the exam. Frat kid doesn't think that's enough, and it turns into an argument. Kid starts saying how in his family is at the university, and how none of this matters because he'll just pull some strings. Long story short, our professor is actually close friends with the chancellor of our school. Not only did the kid get expelled from the school, but they somehow got him into legal trouble as well for some of the comments made in class that day. I don't know what was said that could have been used against him, but the kid ended up in some deep shit. Not witnessed in person, but this. TLDR. Two guys went to a stag do in Swansea dressed in drag. A couple of thugs decided to give them shit for it and took a swing at them. Turned out the two drag acts were professional cage fighters. Didn't end well for the troublemakers. I didn't witness it, but when I worked for AT&T, a gentleman and his wife came in because his son's iPhone 6 was bent. So, they wanted to get him a new phone. How did it get bent? Some turd held the boy up while he was walking home from school, taking his money and his phone. Both of his parents were retired police officers, and his father trained SWAT tactics and hand-to-hand combat. The son went home empty-handed and was initially scared to tell his parents because the thief told the boy he knew where he lived and threatened him. His parents eventually got him to tell them what happened. The thief was hanging out at a laundromat near their home when the robbery took place. The dad called his cop buddies who immediately rolled up to the laundromat along with the dad, where they apprehended the guy who still had the phone in his pocket. It got bent during the ensuing scuffle. Dude stole from the wrong kid. The kid was very polite and kind while in the store. He seemed pretty shook up. I was glad for him that his dad had his back. This is low key, but I enjoyed it. My first week at a white collar job, my first such job. And we were in the middle of a department